What is going on, guys? Heart Pirates TCG here. I am bringing you a market watch video because the prices for this game have been so bonsai bananas freaking buck wild that like I will get a notification from somebody on my Discord, which if you haven't joined, you should totally join. The link's going to be in the description below. And they're like, have you seen the price of blank, right? And I'll be like, no, I haven't. What is it, like 20 bucks? They're like, try 200, right? This is absurd. This is actually getting like crazy. Like we're in like unprecedented times where like everything from like the first 3 sets is just going through the roof. Prize cards are going through the roof. Manga cards are going through the roof. Or I'm sorry, going through the roof. The roof. And we'll talk about it. But let me go ahead and transition to the screen real quick, and you'll see the first card that's fallen victim. A super pre-release Dawn card, guys, is $1. It's $1. Guys, this is a super pre-release Dawn card that so literally like you could sell basically 10 of these that you get from the super pre-release starter deck for $10. A Dawn card, right? It's literally just a standard Dawn card that says super pre-release at the bottom right here. You have to squint to even see it, right? So that's crazy enough. Let's show you a little something, and let's go to Romance Dawn real quick. Romance Dawn is actually just unreal, guys. I can't. Trafalgar Law, right? $400 for Red Green Law, right? 400. What about Red Green Luffy, right? Red Green Luffy is a deck that is most probably the worst deck in the game, or in contention for one of the worst decks in the game. And this card is $300, right? On the low end, look at this. 300, 325, 350, 350. Guys, this is ridiculous. Okay, what about, the Red Green Law is fine, whatever. Luffy's iconic, Law's good. What about this crocodile right here, right? Blurple Crocodile, guys, is $250. For those of you guys that don't know, I happen to have one of these, right? I strongly considered selling it when it was $100. If I need the money now, I was very much considering selling feed pictures.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Or, doing some crazy stuff on my Heart Pirates After Dark Twitch channel, which is also going to be in the description below. I am going to be streaming some games. I played a little bit of League of Legends, popped off with the fiddlesticks, and yeah, I thought I was gonna have to do some crazy stuff for some money on Twitch, but turns out I'm sitting on a freaking pile of gold, right? This crocodile, I'm a loyal guy, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a very loyal person, but you throw $250 at my face for a card I got for $10. We might have a little problem with my loyalty right there. Just Nats coming up, I might need a little bit of money, and honestly, I'm looking at it, right? I might be selling it. What about this Doflamingo, right? Doflamingo, actually we already have it built up right here, so we can just go back. But Doflamingo right here, $300. How is Doflamingo the same price as Red Green Luffy? Like Doflamingo is at least semi-competitive, right? Wimmy, if you guys watched the interview where we're watching my live stream of the Pirate Cup, Wimmy went absolutely ape shit with this deck, and it's still only $300, which in the grand scheme of things isn't too bad, right? But it definitely shouldn't be the same price as Luffy. What about this Manga Shanks right here, right? Manga Shanks sitting at a cool $1,800, nothing crazy. If you buy up the $1,800 one, well, $2,500, $3,000, they'll sell it to you pretty quick. Gamers R Us, place right over on Cocoa Beach, in Florida. They'll sell it to you for $3,000. Just go feel free to stop on by. Okay, so that's Romance Dawn, right? That's the first set. Of course, it's gonna be iconic and collectible. What about this Borsalino blocker, right? Now, luckily, I'm also sitting on 4 of these because I just picked them up when they were $4, as super rares, and it is now a cool $43, right? So VV Theory made a video about this, guys. If you haven't checked out VV Theory's channel, love the guy to death. Great guy, great YouTuber. And a good friend, right? Actually, a great friend. I don't want to say good friend, right? Great friend too. And he made a video about this, about how these super rares, the prices are just like they're not good for the game, right? And I don't want to get into a full conversation about that because that's a video for another day. But I will agree with him that $43 for a super rare card is not right. It doesn't sit well with me at all. And I come from a Yu-Gi-Oh background where like every set we had to cough up like $400 to play like the best deck, right? We had to get like 6 different secret rares. We had to get like a bunch of different ultra rares and some ultimate rares, stuff like that, like where you had to spend like $400 just to play a meta deck. This is getting to the point where like these cards should not be this price, right? Like now you're in the Yu-Gi-Oh range where if you want to build a Sakazuki deck, you're probably going to have to cough up probably like $250 to $400 at least, right? That's not good for the game at all. If we check out the rest of Paramount War, I mean, look at this. Ace is $1,500. I don't mind the all arts being super expensive. Like, that's fine. Kuzan's 82. This is like 120-ish, right? Like, I don't mind that at all because they're all arts and, obviously they're a luxury item. You don't have to buy them. But the lowest base rarity should not be $45, $42. Even if you look at Newgates, like, for example, the Newgate's $18 a copy, right? Now, I luckily also have 4 of these. Like, anyone that's been in the game for a long time has all 4 of these, or a play set of these cards that, obviously were like heavily playable at the time. But the people that are like, the people that are like getting into the game that are like brand new, it's going to be really tough for them to be able to like pick up all these cards. Like, especially like the way the prices are now, it like locks you into playing one color for like a very long time, right? So like if you play, for example, like if you've been playing red for like the past, like, let's say like 2 months, right? Like you picked it up at the end of set 4, they banned it, right? And then then they unbanned it so like you can continue playing red. But like, let's say you want to try like, Katakuri or Enel or Sakazuki or even Rebecca, right? Like you're going to have to cough up like a lot of money to be able to play some of these cards. And like it kind of penalizes you for like trying like to switch up your play style and like, play a variety of decks and like have more fun, playing One Piece, because like you just like can't actually play in person because these cards are so expensive. And obviously they're, if you have Newgates, you're not built, you don't have, if you spend, $100 on Newgates, like what are the odds you're going to spend another like $300 just to build Sakazuki? Like you're just not going to do that. And then, people are going to get bored of the game because they can't buy new decks, and that's just a bad thing for the game. So that's bad. What about this Katakuri right here? Katakuri, if you want to play an L, $84 to $85 for a secret rare of set 3. What's funny is the Usopp in this, the Soga King. Soga King is not Usopp, right? But the Soga King is probably not nearly as expensive as this Katakuri, right? So like even the all art Katakuri is like $215. Like this is just crazy. This is absolutely crazy. $85 for a base print, right? This Big Mom right here, this is actually unreal. Like I think I ripped somebody off pretty hard, but look at this Big Mom. This is the black yellow Linlin, which, only like a few people are believers in. I'm a believer of this deck, actually. I think this deck is pretty good. But only a few people are believers in this deck. I picked up this card when it was $13. The alt art, it is now $52. Like I think the art looks fantastic, but like $52 for an alt art leader that like hasn't done anything except for, that the one guy that topped in my tournament. I think his name was Santos. I want to say, I want to put some respect on your name, buddy, but this is crazy right here, right? That's unreal. And then the last card we're going to talk about is Queen. Guys, Queen is a $41 card for a $12 structure deck card, right? If you found a structure deck at Target, you can buy it for $12, $13 with tax, right? And you can probably sell it for $100. Now, of course, there's not a lot, in circulation now, but like I, for one, I don't know what happened to my Queens now, right? I lost them and I'm forever like hating that I'm unorganized, right? But I, for one, don't have Queens, but I did have Queens and I was able to pick them up for $12, basically for 2 of them, right? Because I got the structure deck. My brother has 4 Queens. He was able to pick them up for $12 for the structure deck. my brother, who hasn't really bought anything since like set 2 or 3, could probably sell his entire collection for like $1,400 because he has 4 queens. He has 4 Borsalinos. He has 4 Kuzans. He has 4 10-cost Kuzan. He has like 3 Katakuris. He can sell his whole collection, and he barely bought anything after set 3 for literally like $1,500, maybe even $2,000. I don't know exactly what he has on there. That's crazy, guys. Like, these cards, we barely spent any money on them, and they've been skyrocketed because of the scalpers in this game, and because of, like, you know, just the huge wave of people entering this game that, you know, all of these cards that you're going to need are used in like meta decks that are so old that like only people that have them are the ones that have been playing for a while, or the people that have been scalping the game for a while. So it's just a little bit of a bad spot, but dude, I just can't see this like going down, to be honest with you. Like the amount of cards they'd have to reprint is just absolutely absurd, right? Like the amount of cards they'd have to reprint like basically an entire set worth of cards, right? Where it's like Borsalino, Queen, you know, Rush Kaido, 10-cost Kaido, Ace, Newgate, you know, like all of these Kuzan, like all of these cards, they're going to have to start reprinting. And then like, obviously they have like the tournament packs, which they've done like a semi good job, like making Rush, Luffy, and Kaido like more accessible. But obviously Queen still needs to be reprinted, even though it just has like 4 printing. It has the Treasure Cup one, which I have, thankfully, which is really cool. Treasure Cup, Judge, Super pre-release, and then the regular, right? So 4 printings, 2 of them are, you know, it's really hard to get, Super pre-release, and then obviously the Treasure Cup one, and then another one only judges have access to. So like if they don't want to sell theirs, then like there's pretty much only 1 printing, right? And it's just the common one, and people don't want to sell them because like obviously they might play them, right? So like that's why the price is so high, is because like people have to literally like beg people to buy their like stuff for like a absurd amount of money. And it's just crazy, dude. It's just crazy. So I don't know. What do you guys make of this, bro? Like, what do you guys make of all this stuff going on? Because I think this is like obviously I think it's cool if you want to like make money off the game. That like, of course, like if you're playing the game and like want to make some money off it, of course this is like good for you. But in terms of like growing the game and getting it to a point where like people can have more fun playing a variety of decks and like, you know, just like start collecting, you know, yada yada yada, I think this is terrible for the game. I think this is awful, right? So Bandai, if you're listening to this, bro, like you guys gotta get this figured out. I don't know if it's just like a in between set, like kind of like what you're doing with like the support set with like the EB, I think it's called, with like Odin, you know, support and, you know, all of that. But like something needs to be done where like you reprint like an entire wave of cards, because this is just crazy. I know Yu-Gi-Oh! What they do is like megatins, where, you know, like they reprint like literally every card that's like been like kind of hard to find, right? That's like been like, it doesn't have like, hasn't had a printing for like a long time. So like you can have like almost like a megatin effect, or like a gift collection thing where like, you know, let's say like, you know, there's like a whole like side set that releases with like 15 cards that, you know, you reprint, and Queen is one of them, like Borsalino is one of them. That's a start, right? Like that's a huge start, and I think that would be really good that, you know, if they did that. So let me know if you guys think there's any other solutions, you know, that I, you know, obviously I didn't think of. And yeah, I'll see you guys on my next video. Peace.